perfectly okay as a winged bowl. And this is a winged platter, okay? And another winged platter, okay? So you get the idea, wings, okay? All shapes, sizes, different things. It's young kauri, it's not swamp. It came out of a beam which was in the old the old hospital. And I think that's a really interesting point, that there's endless possibilities. And I mean, I would never have thought about that at all, but I mean, you could incorporate that. And say, for instance, some of you know that I absolutely love natural edge. So say, for instance, you had natural edge here, and you wanted to keep that, you could. I'll go for a lesson with you, Shane, to work out how I do it, but anyway. A little point, because this is the top of the bowl, and it's going to, the jaws are going to grip on here, but if you've got any grooves at all on that surface there, it's not like any other chuck bite you're going to get rid of, right? You've got to get it looking nice. So I spent a bit of time just really running carefully down that surface of the dovetail, and I actually, in one stage, I grabbed the 6mm and just took the last cut to try and get as good as possible, because you sure as hell don't want to be doing a lot of sanding. So we know that that is 53, 52 from the top of the bowl here to the bottom here. I want to have a 15 mils in the base here. Okay, and so it's about 35, 37, and I'm at about 20, so I've got plenty of room. So we've now got this piece here, previously prepared, and I've done this texturing round here. Thank you, Malcolm, for your ideas on how to get around that problem. It's really interesting. And also Jared. What they pointed out was that around here out to this point here, of course, you could have the whole thing revolving and use your sandpaper. Well, you guys know that. So that will give you a very even sanding there, and the same here up to this point here. And then at every, I guess with every grit that you use there, you then need to follow it up and you know, sort of incorporate it together. Anyway, we've got it to that point there. I don't know whether this particularly works. I'm not looking for any accolades at all, but I am genuinely interested. I've done an undercut. It gives that shadow. I've taken it to 500, so it is super smooth. I know that any curve with this colliery is going to, it kind of gives a bit of a hoopy effect, and I think it looks nice. Put coloring on it, stunning. But I decided to put this tiny little bead around here, again, just to try and frame it. Don't know whether it works, but for me, it's okay for the moment. I'm going to keep experimenting with these. So now we're putting this onto here. So all I've got to do here is take the whole of this chuck bite off. That's the easy bit. Once I've got it off, I can worry about the shape. So we're just going on to cutting across now on the little shoulder that I created. And that shoulder for the chuck jaws, so it would have something to sit onto. And you know the trick, you put these in and you think, oh, okay, it goes that far, so therefore if I mark that, I should know where I start driving the gouge in. So that's, I find, quite useful anyway. So I'll put that there because we're going to need them. And let's see. It's really weird not having a brake wheel. I get so used to it. Thank you, Gary, for doing it on the other one, and boy, it'd be wonderful to have another one. Okay, so let's see. I think I can reach in here okay. Now, remembering that it's all going to be a little bit out of center, okay? So I've got to actually, I'm not just following, I've got the bevel on, but I'm not, I've got to be, actually I've got the bevel off, sorry, because I want to be taking a fresh cut. Because it's slightly out of plumb. Anyway. Okay. Right, so that's almost there. We're not going to have time, well, I'm not going to have time to finish this, but one point I do want to make. I've found this really, really useful, called a catenary chain or line or whatever. And catenaries come from, you have them in all sorts of things where you stretch a cable or a chain, and then you might take your electricity line or your water line or anything like catenary. Anyway, it's a chain that goes between two fixed points. I'll pretty much guarantee that anywhere, if you have this on a line, okay, that's the other thing that does sort of help. If you put that anywhere and allow that to fall, then in my opinion that is a beautiful curve. And here's the interesting thing, and this is very much picked up from Peter Williams. I don't know whether you guys remember some of the ones that Peter used to do, really, really tall, catenary line. You can do it any shape you want. You can do it out there, and in my opinion, they all look lovely. And I've found that I can get a piece of paper or cardboard underneath, and then just get the line there, and sometimes I'll turn that into, well, take that piece of cardboard, and I'll check the profile here. On the other one, I don't have time. I put a couple of bits of blue tack or something here, and attach the just on this underneath this point here on the top, and I literally hung the chain down in front of it so that I could get the line that I wanted. So I personally find that really helpful if I'm working with a shape that I'm not entirely familiar with. you know, if you've done 25 of something, you kind of just instinctively know, it's muscle memory. But catenary lines, I think, are really, really helpful in terms of design. And of course, you'll never get a dumpy bum if you use a catenary line. That's me finished, and that's what you end up with. Thank you so much, guys.